This is video number 2, and in this video we are going through a little bit more about what an algorithm is, how it works. You'll see a working example, and also what IPO, the IPO table, means for you and how you're going to use it. So let's have a look. So basically an algorithm is, as we have already discussed, an algorithm is a list of steps or instructions. It's a process or a formula that is followed in order to solve a problem. Now every step in the algorithm, everything that happens within a program or within a formula, is part of input, process, or output. So for an example, we will guide an object through a maze by giving the object instructions, as if it was a robot, for example. So let's get this marker through the maze by giving it directions. Right, have a look. So here we have a maze, and we've got to get the marker from where it is now through to where the green arrow is. That's the exit of the maze, by giving it instructions. And I'm going to do this in terms of input, process, and output. So have a look. The first thing is input. That is an instruction. Move south 3 steps. Then the processing takes place. In other words, what needs to happen? The computer then processes that information, and then we have output, which is then the action or the consequence of the processing. Here's another input. Move east 1 step. Processing takes place yet again, and the output then happens. The movement then happens. One more. Move south 1 step. Processing takes place again from the input that has been given, and output. And so on and so on and so on, until we are able to guide this little marker out of the maze. So how does that look in terms of an IPO table? And if you're wondering what an IPO table is, now you're going to see what it is about. So we have our headings, our steps, input, process, and output. So step number 1, the first thing that happens is that there is an instruction, a command. Move south 3 steps. That's the first thing that happens. What's the next thing that happens? The next thing that happens is step number 2, and that is where the processing takes place. Process the direction and the number of steps. Turn to face the given direction. So that's the processing, all the stuff that it has to think about and do. Then the output, what actually takes place. The object moves in the given direction by the given number of steps. One more just to solidify this for you. Step number 4, move east 1 step. That was the input, the process direction and number of steps, turn to face given direction. That was step number 5. And then of course the last step was object moves in given direction by the given number of steps. That is what's called an IPO table. So this video, short and sweet, it tells you what an algorithm does, it shows you how it works, it explains what an IPO table does. And if you are in my class and you have one of my activities, you will have this IPO table, you will have a demonstration file, an example file, and you will also have a template that you can use to fulfill the activity that I've provided for you.